Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. The day is here. I happen to notice there hasn't actually been an announcement on Discord, but I happen to see it's available. So still in the process of downloading. This is my first.
This program is in early access. That means you will encounter bugs, things that break, and strange behavior. Many of the issues will be things we cannot fix, such as issues with scenery or data we get back from the sim. If the sim gives us bad data or worse, lies about the data, BATC won't know this data is bad and will attempt to use it thinking it's correct. This will result in the program doing extremely strange things. Please only continue if you understand this.
Alright, very cool. That I think in a AI-powered with voice program that's going to give us computer-generated voices, that they probably use one. Maybe not. Maybe that's the developer. Although, no, I've heard the developer talk. He's not British. So, the main developer. Regardless, pretty cool how they let you know. But yes, this is similar to the information that we've seen in a video a few days ago. So before I hit this and move on, let me just kind of level set things. Obviously, I started the video. It was downloading something. So the initial installer that you pull down is 1.0.14, and then basically it jumped into an update after it downloaded, and this is 1.0.15. So it very quickly flashed up on the screen with the second opening that I'm on the current version of the program. So they've updated it basically probably within 24 hours. But one of the things that they had put out was a video that said, hey, this will be the last video before we release. This video is likely going to come out on my channel before the videos where I start talking about it coming, as I was testing my career series and so forth. So it'll be out of order there, but I have been waiting for this, and I think they did an excellent job basically level setting this. Because I think otherwise people are going to be like, oh my god, it's broken, it's terrible, whatever. We understand they're going to be working on it. I'm okay. If it's incredibly terrible and unusable, we won't use it for a while. But my goal here in this video is we're going to jump in. We're going to fly a flight, probably a pretty short one, between a couple airports, and we'll see if we can give this thing a spin. Alright, so it looks like we need to set up a new user account. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so basically it's telling us about early access, post feedback, but basically we got to go do a microphone test. It's telling me I don't own it. Do I want to buy it now? Yes. Click the button when you're ready to start the test. United 25-3, turn left heading 060, contact departure 125.2. Okay, so having a little bit of a problem. I've canceled out and restarted the program, gone ahead and now purchased it. So basically what happened is when I went to do the test, it basically was processing forever. Looking at the Discord, there's a lot of people talking about issues right now, and most of the folks are saying, hey, you got to basically run it as administrator and so forth. So I exited out and restarted Beyondatc as administrator. Have since done the purchase. Now I'm going to try to redo the test because it basically hung up on processing. I was going to wait and let it go for as long as it took so that you could see how long it took to process, but after about 30 seconds I kind of gave up and went to look. United 253, turn left heading 060, contact departure 125.2. Okay, so that was real time, nothing cut out. That's how long it took. Perfect accuracy, you're all set. Alright, so in the basic model, $29.99, you get 50,000 premium characters to start with that. You can top up with 250,000 characters. Additionally, it costs basically $10, $9.99. They do have a big pack, no real discount. In fact, I would frankly say it cost you more because it's $29.99 instead of $29.97, like 3 times $9.99 would be, because you only get 750,000 more characters. Initially, they were talking about offering 1 million at that cost, but I guess they decided they could not do it. So basic is no cost. Obviously, premium is higher cost, and it's just giving you the info and so forth. I guess we'll leave the volume up. All right, so trying out the push to talk setting, you can see it has 2 bindings. I actually was able to bind it to the left shoulder button, literally by turning on my Xbox controller and doing it, so it picked that up beautifully. It already had space in there. All right, so the auto respond voices that are available, there are some of the premium only of some key streamers. We've kind of known all these people were coming. I haven't heard of Civ, didn't know about Civ Ryan or FSFO English 1. I don't know who or what that is, but we'll leave it on US Mail. Input devices, right? We'll leave the UI sounds and all that. But basically pretty simple setup and options here. All right, so it looks like we need a SimBrief pilot ID in there. All right, so on the one side I've got the Discord up, so I've seen people complaining about, hey, it's only using premium characters now. It's not using basic. I'm guessing it had me go back in here and check, but the controllers were set to premium, probably to give people the best experience. But I'm going to go ahead and do this as full basic because, again, in case things don't work really well and so forth, and frankly, I'm going to suck at this because I'm terrible at giving these commands. That's part of the reason I was so excited about this program, is it's going to give me an opportunity to practice and practice. So one of the biggest things, so you can watch for this as we go along, and I won't have to explain it as I get in, I'm hopeful it's not going to start yelling at me if I take a while, because I think what I'm going to be doing, especially on the ground before I take off, is really thinking through my phraseology before I speak. And so I hope it just kind of waits, like if it, and it's not like, you there? But we'll see, because that's always been my challenge. All right, so I believe I need to be in the game already. Well, I guess let's try it. Let's hit fly. All right, well, fly is doing nothing, so it either isn't working or it's waiting for the simulator to be up, because I don't have Microsoft Flight Simulator up. So let me go do that, and we'll come back here. Okay, so while my MSFS is loading in the background, I'm trying one other thing. All right, so I thought, because there's a username and there's an ID, so the numerical ID is what is needed here. So now it's waiting for connection to the sim, as you can see. So I'm going to fly out of O'Hare. I'm picking a gate around the edge here with the thought that I'm going to file a flight plan going to one of those runways there, just to kind of test it a little bit here. All right, so I'm rethinking some things. I'm going to put myself over up here, because rather than fight the airport and whatever, so arrivals or departures are working out of 10 Center right now, which is down here. So if I go ahead and do that, although, no, I'll go with my original one. So gone ahead and got things set in SimBrief. We're going to go from 10 Center. Actually, did I put that in? I might need to fix it. No, yeah, I did. Okay. We're going to go from 10 Center to 24 right, and I'm flying from O'Hare to Cleveland, so Kilo Oscar Romeo Delta to Kilo Charlie Lima Echo. So it's about 200 miles. Should be a little over an hour-long flight, I would think. It's listing airtime is 48 minutes. So I'm going to try to keep things simple. I might use GSX for pushback, but I'm not going to try to overwhelm things at this point. My biggest issue that we might have too is I do have a custom scenery version of O'Hare. I realized that as I was starting to get things ready. So I know sometimes that can also cause problems they talked about, but again, it's a major package from FS Stream Team. So it's not like it's some outlier or something. So given that it's a major player, I would imagine they've included the correct data. So per the warning we got for early access and so forth, hopefully we don't have any issues there. But I am going to go ahead and try to get this video out on the channel as quickly as I can. Basically, when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and edit it up, assuming everything goes well. If it doesn't go well, you won't see it. But assuming all goes well, or well enough, let's say that, because even if I have some problems, as long as I feel I have something I can share, I will do that. But we are basically proceeding by flying, in essence, over Detroit, Michigan. So we're going to take a route that way. So we'll see how it all functions. Once again, it should become evident what our route is as air traffic control routes us through there. I may have a little bit of a problem too, because I don't normally fly with air traffic control because I'm nowhere near good enough to feel comfortable on VATSIM for anything other than small little VFR flights, since Beyondatc is not really VFR ready yet. I'm also using real weather like I normally do with major airliners, so this could be interesting. I might move the time up though, because I don't know that I want it this late in the afternoon. So let's see if Beyondatc will function now. Alright, so I'm going to bring this up here. We're going to hit fly. Alright, so this is an error that a lot of people have been mentioning. Let me go do some research, see if I can figure it out. Alright, trying this again. I made a little bit of progress. Alright, so it's
Beyond
loading.
ATC connected.
But I'm a little worried, frankly, because it seems very finicky. So it's loading O'Hare, it's loading Cleveland, as you can see, and now it's waiting for me to be ready. Alright, so just as always, I'm going to move Beyondatc to a side screen because it's just so finicky at this point. And again, it is in early access. So I get that. I'm willing to sit here and fight with it to try to at least get in. And I'm happy I've gotten this far, but this has taken me at this point probably an hour and a half to basically just try to launch a flight. And so, obviously getting out of early access and having it work this way is not going to be sustainable. You're going to have a bunch of really irritated customers, especially what ended up happening, just so you guys are aware. So you have to run it as administrator at this point, it appears. Whether you have to install it as administrator is a question up for debate. Some people have said that has helped too, but having an IT background, a computer troubleshooting background, sometimes you do things and sometimes they just don't work. I tried to disable my antivirus. I tried all the normal things. I looked at my firewall rules. Beyondatc is open in all cases. Suggestions they had is, I guess it uses JSON, J-S-O-N, so there's files that are in your user app data directory as you go down. And again, I'm hoping nobody's going to need this in the future. If somehow you're trying to use this in early access and you're not finding all this stuff on the Discord and you need more detail of where it is, shoot me a note in the comments, assuming this video gets posted and I don't have more problems, and I'll be happy to share the full path or whatever, because the developer is some unique name. You know, it starts with an S. I don't remember it right now, and it's not worth wasting more time in the video to do that. But so they suggested setting a different JSON port. I kept doing that. It just was not working. They were suggesting something in the 7000s. I had done 7387 first. It didn't work. Someone had gotten it to work with 7100, so I tried that. Didn't work. Then I just went ahead and put in 8100. It worked. But I basically at that point had given up, to the point, and I was back to editing videos for other things I was working on, and I don't do that with my headset on, which is my microphone, and so I had that disconnected. I'm like, well, Beyondatc won't know I reconnect my microphone, because I already tried that once when I had gotten into the menu, because the other thing I had tried was going ahead, and I just realized I've got premium voices on, because the one thing I had changed, well, hopefully I can change the options, but I'm betting I cannot. God, I really don't want to back out again. I suppose I can do it for one flight, and I'll use some characters. That's fine. So you get what I'm getting at. Like, I should be able to feel comfortable that I can exit this program and go back in. But what ended up happening, I put it to 8100. It worked. I closed it. I tried to go back in. No longer able to connect to the sim. I went back, changed it to 8101. And this is what I'm using right now. So you having to change the JSON port every single time you try to spawn it, it's a little nuts. So they've got to change that. But anyway, let me get in here ready to fly. Alright, so now it's doing the rest. Now it's saying it's completed. Alright, so what I want to do is, alright, so I might, there we go. Cool. Alright, because I really would rather not use those voices. What is this? I see. So it's ATIS on. Okay, I am going to do auto-tune radio, but for now I am not going to do auto-tune or auto-respond. Alright, let's see if we can finally get this thing going. So I changed planes. I don't know if I said that I was going to do that. I apologize for the flying around. I'm just trying to desperately get things going here. So let's start the APU. ATIS is 135.4. The auto-tune's there, but it doesn't seem to be working, so let me give it a go. It looks like the APU's doing its thing. I'm just happy things seem to be functioning, frankly, because it's just been so challenging. So let me get my flight from SimBrief. So we're American 137. Beyondatc is seeing it that way. Let me just show that to you quickly. So that's where it was showing the Dutch BW. So I think that was the fly-by-wire. It was like doing something weird, because yes, people have said like it has to be, there have to be real ICAO airlines that you're using. Now I'll be curious later if I'm able to use like my VAs, if they have those in there, or you just can't. Alright, so we've got that. Now I should be able to do that. That should hopefully, yes, start to clear up. Well, actually, no, it didn't. Didn't do that, but that's because you know, things aren't done yet. But all right, let me look. So the radio active is 12485. 135.4. Let's see. So if I tune that, just hope this works, because I'd like to show you guys again. You know, I'm okay with it with early access being finicky. All right. So 135.4.
10. Wind 0, 4, 5 and 8, visibility 10. Few clouds at 3,400.
So that's coming from Beyondatc.
Temperature 17. 2.07. Altimeter 3009.
So, there you go.
Landing runway 09 left, 10 right. Departing runway 09 center. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Romeo.
Alright, now it's on O'Hare clearance. So yes, that helped. We'll see if the auto-tune then works. So you might have to just do that initial one, but then I can request clearance. You know, I'm sure I could also just speak it, but anyway, let me get myself set up a little bit. Chicago clearance, American 137 radio check.
American 137, 5x5.
Alright, it is quite loud, so I am going to decrease this to, let's say, 60. Let's see if that works. I've got to be careful not to hit the exit. Alright, awesome. I'm using, again, basic voices, and you can see it here. It has some of that radio stuff in the back because it does have radio degradation simulation. I can turn that off if I need to, but for now, anyway, let me get everything set up, because otherwise that doesn't make sense. So I think we're going to be able to request our clearance. Requesting clearance to Cleveland Airport. Oh, it might not, no.
Aircraft calling for clearance, say call sign.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. Request clearance to Cleveland Airport, American 137.
American 137, O'Hare clearance, cleared to Cleveland Hopkins Airport. Radar vectors Duffy then is filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 350, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 133.5. Squawk 5735.
Alright, so after it gave me that, oh goodness, alright, sorry about that. After it gave me that, so it does show you, so if you aren't hearing it, you can always read it back. Oh, I'm sorry.
American 137, O'Hare clearance, cleared to Cleveland Hopkins Airport.
Yeah, I didn't read back.
Duffy then is filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 350, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 133.5. Squawk 5735.
Cleared to Cleveland Hopkins Airport. Radar vectors Duffy then is filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 350, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 133.5. Squawk 5735. American 137. So you can see how quick it is.
Read that correct. Contact ground 3415 when ready for push or start.
Okay, so there's the ground frequency. Alright, So I'm not sure. Again, I have auto tune on, but yeah, I guess before I move that, what I was pointing out, like it's giving me radar vectors, for initial clearance altitude, my departure frequency, my squawk.
American 137 O'Hare clearance.
Contact ground 134.15 when ready for push or start. American 137. All right. So now I'm assuming it moved me. So there we go. So that was showing the auto tune changing. So even though I wasn't ready for push and start, and then you can see I can, you know, kind of do checks and stuff if I need it. But it's nice to have that info up, you know, because it might move off the screen, something might happen. So first things first, let's get our squawk code in. So it's 475735. I think it's going to be the big one. There we go. 5735. We're going to start squawking that. You know, and 134.15, you can see it put it on my radio, so it's connected in appropriately. I want to have my parking brake set. It should have been set. Surprising that it wasn't, but it wasn't. I think we're going to be ready here for push and start at any moment. I'm just verifying because I was panicking a bit, like, oh my god, I finally have this running, and then, you know, it's not happening. But let's see. I also want to see. All right, so I can shrink this window quite a bit, and it adjusts the font. I like that. So again, I'm just an example of what I'm talking about, because I had it really large, obviously, because you can mark this always on top, and then it will, I assume, stay here. So let's call in and see what happens. O'Hare ground. Ready for push and start, American 137.
American 137, O'Hare ground, pushback approved. Face south.
Face south, American 137. All right, so we acknowledged. We're good. It's marked me off, and now it has a big button that says pushback direction south. Now, I wonder if I was facing the wrong way, and I don't really want to test it because that would be a nightmare to fix. But if I was facing the wrong way, I wonder if it would be like, American 137, you're facing the wrong way. All right, I'm going to arm this. Why is it giving me an autopilot? Whatever. Why does it keep failing? All right. I'm just trying to be very deliberate. And this will absolutely help, the way this pops up, because again, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the instructions as I fly in an appropriate speed and manner. It's just, again, I'm just not used to flying with ATC like that. The only thing I've done on VATSIM is pattern work. I've not gone beyond that yet, so my actual usage is really low, and that's why, again, I'm hoping to use this to improve that and then do far better. All right, let me go to legs here. All right, so yes, we can confirm good engine start, and then they can get out of here. All right, what I should probably do then is set my heading.
All aircraft be advised information Sierra now current. Altimeter tree 009er.
All right, so they've updated ATIS, and I'm sure that's probably, let me look, because I've got, it's actually showing up as Tango in the real airport, so so it's not doing anything like that. I mean, that would have been kind of nuts if it was, but all right. And yes, I don't think we have to acknowledge that, so all right. Oh, I can't do this yet. I need to request permission to taxi. Request taxi, American 137. So this is going to be crazy.
American 137, runway 9er center taxi via Alpha, Romeo. Hold short runway 9er right.
May I request runway 10 center, American 137?
Negative. Clarify departure runway 9er center and hold short runway 9er right.
Runway 9 center, hold short runway 9 right, American 137. Okay. So, that's going to change things. So it's interesting that even though it ties to SimBrief, it's completely ignoring SimBrief. Alright, so I'm going via Alpha Romeo. I see Alpha. Where is Romeo? I see Golf. Where's Romeo? Holy moly. I am not seeing Romeo at all. I see 9 center, it's up north. There's Bravo. Alright, I'm literally... Oh, okay. I think I see it now. Although that looks like Golf, not... Oh, I see. It wants me to cross. Okay. Alright, so Romeo is a bit short of the start of the runway, so I'm assuming it's not going to have me take off short, but I don't know. We'll find out. But I assume if we don't follow their direct... Whoops, 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 whoops. Alright, obviously it didn't release the parking brakes. I'm like, why? Alright, so I want to basically turn this way, so let's head out. And so Alpha's basically kind of around the edge of the entire pad, and if you've not been to O'Hare, that's not going to make a lot of sense until we're out here and you see it. But basically, there's just a big round cake that you sit on, that the entire set of terminals sits on. So you can see it all the way to the right. I was going to call it a donut. I mean, I suppose it is, where basically the building's in the donut hole, and then you're basically sitting outside. So we're now going by Terminal F. We left Foxtrot. We left Golf. I should probably use my aviator lingo as I'm trying to do this. But again, this is why I'm trying to do these things, because I am a non-aviator, as you can see if you've looked at any of my non-aviator flight sim series. If you're one of those people, you've come across this channel, especially this video, like, hey, what is this cool thing, or what is this thing? You'll then be able to learn, just as I did, from me sharing some of what is going on. So we want to stay below 30 for sure. I don't mind staying below 20. Right, so Charlie is up there. That was where I was going to spawn. It's kind of behind us now. So it's basically almost like a standalone building. You get to it underground, coming from Terminal Bravo, which is right across from it, but it's basically surrounded on both sides by gates. But that is the last terminal we're going to see. So up north here, you've got basically all the terminal, or all the workshops. So you've got United, American, SkyWest, I believe, Delta. Hangars are off to the left over there is what we're seeing. Alright, and so technically, I mean, the thing is, like, I can't really get to Romeo from Alpha. So it is a bit weird that that's what it told me. But I'm going to turn here, and then we can head over to Romeo from there. Again, maybe they'll yell at me. Oh, wait a minute. Could I have gotten... Because this is a runway. But this is not 9 right. I mean, because really it should have told me to go via Tango. Which would have taken me past the end. So I'm going to be bad, and I'm going to just go through here, and it's probably going to yell at me, but maybe 4 left and 22 right are not in operation or something. I don't know. And I don't have any traffic running. As I said, for this first video, I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. It wouldn't acknowledge any traffic anyway. Again, I'm assuming it's not fully monitoring my movements, so that if I do something wrong, I said, you know, I mean, that could be one of those things when if I'm really bored one day that I try to break Beyondatc and get it to acknowledge things that ATC would, because yes, I think if I was crossing a runway and I didn't hold...
American 137, cross runway 90 right at Romeo. Continue taxi via Golf. Hold short runway 4 left.
Okay, well, so it does know where I am, and this is Golf, so that was the thing I didn't understand, but... Oh. Cross runway 9 right at Romeo. American 137.
Negative, hold short runway 4 left.
Oh, well, that's great. I already crossed it. Hold short runway 4 left, American 137. Waiting to cross runway 4 left, American 137. Which is wrong, we already crossed it.
American 137, cross runway 4 left at Golf. Continue taxi via Golf, Romeo Echo Zulu.
So that's the thing, like we haven't crossed 9 right yet. Continue taxi Golf Romeo Echo Zulu, like, yeah, but I'm gonna cross 9 right. So it's got things backwards. Cross runway 4 left at Golf. Continue taxi via Golf Romeo Echo Zulu, American 137. Okay. Alright, so I wanted to make a note and send that to the Beyondatc people. But I'm guessing they're going to tell me that it is a bigger, you know, it's a data issue. Okay, so this is Romeo here, so we want to turn here. No, this is not Romeo here. Romeo's the next one, because, yeah, there is a tiny little piece, and then it moves us over. So we're taxiing via Golf, Romeo, Echo, Zulu. And again, it's possible that the data's off. You know, in the model. I don't know how they do it, but you know, we'll see if it yells at me, because now I'm crossing 9 right, but I never really asked to cross. So but this was the main thing that they warned us about in you know, in the early access video, is like they can't really control this. They're only as good as the data they get. But yes, it is moving us to the end of 9 center, which is what I was assuming it would, but was worried it might not. It's it's an interesting thing to have you cross at Romeo, but what they may actually be doing, the logic may be they get you into this space that really nobody other than a plane that's going to 9 center would ever get to. And so that way it keeps Gulf clear for other craft, because Gulf does go all the way here, because again we just passed 9 right, and obviously then things would be there. But so far so good. But the thing I've never done is really follow instructions out. I mean, taxiing around, this is the stuff I can do. Like, this is the stuff I do in VATSIM. I give clearance and I do taxi instructions. So every ATC piece that we've dealt with, like, I'm familiar with pretty well. Alright, a little bit further, we're going to have one kind of early one that's going to be Whiskey. So we're not turning on that, we're turning on Zulu, and obviously we're holding short there.
American 137, contact O'Hare Tower 133.0.
Contact Tower 133.0, American 137. Alright, and it gave me the little symbol that it's auto-changing. And so yes, you know, maybe in the future, when I really want to be like, I'm doing it all, but I'm trying to drive my plane. I do not, you know, and again, you typically, I think, have a co-pilot. So, let me stop here. Whoops. O'Hare Tower. Request departure, American 137.
American 137, O'Hare Tower, wind 045 at 8. Fly runway heading, runway 9er center, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff, American 137.
No. American 137 cleared for takeoff, runway 9er center.
What did I say? Cleared for takeoff, runway 9er center, American 137.
No. American 137 cleared for takeoff, runway 9er center.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 9er center, American 137.
No. American 137 cleared for takeoff, runway 9er center.
Cleared for takeoff, American 137.
No. American 137 cleared for takeoff, runway 9er center.
Alright, I'm gonna hit the button here.
Fly runway heading, runway 9er center, cleared for takeoff, American 137.
Alright. So, that is what I should have said. So again, this is where it'll help. So I kind of said that. I think the issue was I had the order wrong. But at this point, whoops, we're cleared, but we've got to get ourselves ready. So we're going to turn off the taxi lights. And then, yeah, we've got our flaps set. It's mainly getting the lights ready. Alright, and then I'm sure once we take off, somewhere we're going to have to talk to departure. So my challenge is because of the tower sim stuff, usually I use the control key to talk. I decided to not do that because there are times I have to hit the control key in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I don't really use the tab key for anything. So, and I think the tab key is the default for push to talk in Tower Simulator too, but I chose not to do that. So I do like all the markings here. Alright, so we can do toga right there. I'm not sure what the problem is, but we should be configured. We're set. I don't know. It's unhappy with me. I guess it can be unhappy with me. Alright, so it's too late now. It's that point of no return. What is happening and why is it... Do I have a crosswind or something? I'm not flying the runway heading very well. So what I really should have is... Alright. So now... Alright. So now auto throttle is going. Whoops. There we go. I'm sorry I didn't turn that off earlier.
American 137, contact Chicago departure.
Contact Chicago departure, American 137. Alright, why is this not... Why can I not pull up? So what I really need is kind of this. Chicago departure, American 137.
American 137, Chicago departure. Good day, radar contact. Climb and maintain 17,000. Altimeter tree 009er.
Okay. Climb and maintain 170,000. American 137.
American 137, turn left, heading 080.
Oops. Turn left heading 080, American 137.
500.
Okay, am I going 080? Yeah. Should be okay there. Alright, so it's a lot. Alright, so this is... I think just the course, it's like the heading bug. I shouldn't have a glide. Oh, I haven't put up my... whatchamacallit. Okay, why am I not climbing? Because, yeah, we're... Alright, what is happening with the throttle? Like, why... Oh, I see. I probably am fighting my flaps, honestly, I think is what's going on. Yeah, there we go. Because I'm getting ready to stall, is what's happening. So, luckily we haven't killed a whole plane of people. But anyway, let me see where I'm at. So I'm heading in the right direction. And yeah, I'm basically following where I want to go. So I should be good. Okay, I see. Okay, did it... Let me go to VNav and it can decide what it wants to do. Alright. Somehow I wasn't at 17. Whoops. But I'm assuming we're not going to get another... we're not going to get another vector. I mean, we might get handed off before we get there. Oh, it's
American 137, clear direct Duffy. Resimone navigation.
cleared Duffy, American 137.
Negative. Cleared direct Duffy.
Cleared direct Duffy, American 137. Alright. At least I did that one right. Didn't need to hand it off to my fake AI voice. So there might be a bit of a challenge here simply because these are vectors to the location. I'm hoping once we're on Duffy and we've got a flight plan that there will be a little bit more air traffic control. But it's about 40 miles to get there. So we'll see how busy things get. Again, this may be one of the problem will be like I won't know when it's going to say something. And the whole point of obviously showing this is air traffic. But again, obviously air traffic isn't going to talk to you more than it needs to. But yes, 81 degrees is the heading that we'd be on. And that is kind of where we're tracking. So that works, but that is the one what gets us to Duffy. Alright, so once we get past 10,000, it should be able to speed up some. At this point, we can turn off our landing lights. Oh, oh boy. I don't know that I want to do this now. Alright. So, let me turn things back on. I forgot to come off the APU, and I also don't have the hydraulic pumps working. I should have the bleed off. I should have packs to auto, because otherwise once we get up above we're going to have problems with pressurization and all that. So hopefully we're not going to be listening to some ridiculous error the whole time. So there we go. Turn off the APU. Alright, so 12,000. Now we're just about, if I'm looking at my Navigraph chart, we're going to be leaving O'Hare airspace in a moment. Probably in less than a minute. So if I understand air traffic correctly, and again, I'm not fully trained in tower and certainly not any of the Tracon stuff, which is what is working when you're way out there, we should now be passed to
American
someone.
137,
There we go.
Contact Chicago Center 127.55.
Contact Chicago Center 127.55, American 137. Alright, and now it's doing that, and now I need to do that. Chicago Center 127.55, American 137.
American 137, Chicago Center. Climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, American 137. Alright, so we just about hit our limit there. Alright, and now it's just telling me call ready for descent, so we really don't get anything before that. Well, I suppose, like, that's the automated thing, but we'll see. Alright, let me look at my... Just confused why. Maybe we'll hit 300 once we go, because we're going really slow. Well, we are going 300, so never mind. I guess we wouldn't go much faster than that. Because as we climb, the Mach level will increase, but at this point, now we're at Duffy. And again, I'm kind of going to go back and look, but yeah, it's then as filed, so it's radar vectors Duffy. I mean, in theory, basically, we're supposed to navigate to the waypoints we filed, and unless we have a problem, we don't really need a lot from air traffic. So at this point, since it's probably been a bit, I'm going to go ahead and say I'll cut to the next time we're ready to start working with air traffic. If they do something in between, I'm going to keep recording, but if they do something in between, I'll certainly throw that in there as we talk with them. But at this point, we may not do anything until we're ready to descend and getting closer to Cleveland. So we're about halfway across Lake Michigan at this point, but then we've got to get all the way across the state of Michigan. So we've got still 230 miles to go. So it's going to be a little bit. I don't think it gives me time, so I can't really say. I mean, again, our ground speed, as you can see right now, is 406. I think the wind is behind us, so oh, why did it stop at 17,000 even though I can go? All right, let me start climbing, and then maybe once I'm there it will continue. All right. Because yeah, I was just going at 17,000, but we might have hit it just before I moved it, and so then I have to manually intervene to get it to do something. All right, so it looks like it's going to continue that. We're going to hit transition altitude here, so we're going to switch over. That will obviously help. All right. So I'm going to step away, or cut away here, and then we'll be back as we're ready to continue working with Beyondatc on the way in.
American 137, contact Chicago Center 134.15. American 137, contact Chicago Center 134.15. American 137, Chicago Center.
Chicago Center, American 137.
American 137, say altitude.
Passing through flight level 310, American 137.
American 137, Chicago Center, roger. American 137, Chicago Center, expect Browns 4, runway 28.
Expect Browns 4, runway 28, American 137. All right, so I had stepped away, and so I'll probably include a few of them yelling at me and then asking. So basically it looks like it contacted me twice, telling me to contact them, and then kind of gave a question, like, have you died? But anyway. And then, obviously I told them my altitude, you heard that part. So we are now joining the Browns star, so that is why they were telling us that, because we're basically on it now. So the Detmer waypoint that we just passed through is the start of that. So shame on me for having to go to the restroom, but anyway, we're good. It's bringing us in a different runway, so I'm wondering if I can change, but I bet I can't. Chicago Center, American 137.
American 137, I didn't get that.
All right, let me see. Can I request a...
American 137, Contact Cleveland Center 120.45. Have a good day.
Cleveland Center 120.45, American 137. Cleveland Center, American 137.
American 137, say altitude.
Flight level 350, American 137.
American 137, Cleveland Center, roger.
All right, so let's see if I can request a runway change. Cleveland Center, may I request runway 24 right, American 137.
American 137, request not understood.
So I'm guessing you're not, because it's telling me I can request the next fix. I can request an altitude change, but I don't think I can request a runway change. So that's the only thing that's a bit interesting.
American 137, descend via Browns for arrival. Cleveland Hopkins Airport landing runway 28. Altimeter 29908.
Descend via Browns 4, runway 28, altimeter 29908, American 137. Okay. All right. Oh my God, if I run out of fuel, I mean, I only have 109 miles, so maybe I'll be okay, but I mean, I did the fuel from SimBrief, so I'm a little frustrated because I didn't even think to check it.
American 137, contact Cleveland Center 119.905.
Cleveland Center 119.905, American 137. Contact Cleveland Center 119.905, American 137. Cleveland Center, American 137.
American 137, say altitude.
Flight level 350, American 137.
American 137, Cleveland Center, roger.
Okay. It's strange that it changed voices between the first person that talked to me from Cleveland Center and the next one, but I don't know, maybe it was the same lady, and just because she said American 137, say altitude, it sounded different, but it sounded like it changed people on me. And I suppose, again, there could be other people in town. So the good news is we've gone down, I think, 0.2 from our 6.2 in fuel, and we've proceeded about 20 miles. So we're already below 90. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Again, this is early access. There's stuff out there. There's things that can be happening. The good news is, the developers are looking to try to fix things. They've asked us to post if we've got any bugs. They've asked us to put the files out there if it crashes while using Beyondatc, so that I guess they can verify it. I'm going to try this flight again later, but for now I wanted to at least share a little bit of what was happening and let people see what looks like it holds a lot of promise for being a pretty good product. And once again, don't know for certain that it was Beyondatc that caused the issue. I'll certainly be flying the exact same leg if it obviously happens at the exact same time. That's maybe a little bit more of an indicator. But for now, it may have just been bad luck. I don't know. So, because it really technically didn't crash to desktop, it froze. So I had to basically terminate it. But in any event, we've got that out there. If you've enjoyed this, drop me a like. If you've not become a subscriber to the channel, please consider that. And I will see you next time.